Today's video discusses how institutions only desire long AMC, how the large short can't cover, AMC efficiency, and more. Look at this first. AMC gaslighting is unbelievable. While trying to convince retail AMC is hopeless, institutions are buying additional AMC long shares. This is real. Basically, all the news pieces you're seeing are attempting to get you to sell your AMC shares or stay away from it. You can tell they're always publishing articles. One of our main findings is that these institutions exploit media narratives. He even asks, is there any hope for this former meme stock down 35% in 2025? They omit to mention how institutions are buying AMC despite reading these pieces. Biotech has addressed a $695 million mistake, and institutions own 235 million AMC shares. Institutions have added 42 million long AMC shares in the last 3 months, but they pay and publish this in financial news for retails. Again, the publications degrade AMC and urge you to avoid and sell it, while the money and capital are doing the opposite. The institutional value of AMC is also shown here. We have long said that they are feeding you a false story and that institutions do not care about retail. How can media pieces release all this? They don't care about you. Media pieces are so sure they can sell AMC when institutions are only buying. More crucially, all short institutions have bought AMC. From there, you realize how ludicrous that is. You can find examples of firms here who added 1.66 million AMC shares. A Chicago-based pod business, Jump Financial, using high-frequency trading and quantitative AI algorithms. This matters since Jump buys using AI math models and quantitative algos. Their models recommended long-only unhedged AMC. Thus, this should be very important. We frequently spoof AMC. They're doing it because they can't afford AMC's price to rise, not because they dislike the stock. The view is highly skewed. The impartial algorithms demonstrate that AMC is a long-only stock without hedging. Because of this, institutions see the opportunity, potential, and prediction for AMC. People who believe AMC is a sale and has no potential are certainly wrong, as the institutions show. I like that it's an unhedged acquisition, since it indicates their confidence in AMC. Not only that, but institutional filings on AMC show how these guys have raised their shares. It shows how much they've bought. We're seeing Barclays, BlackRock, and many others. Citadel was also discussed recently. However, several institutions are buying AMC to acquire as much as possible. So, when we see the AMC price drop, as you can see, it reacts differently to what the media says. You shouldn't buy AMC since the media says people are selling and no one is purchasing. As AMC drops, institutions and huge capital are buying up as much as can. From here, we can see the potential. I think people don't comprehend AMC's importance if they only look at media pieces rather than what the institutions are doing. Moreover, UBS can be seen here. The recent UBS acquisition of 23 million AMC shares at $3 appears to have confirmed two things. UBS did inherit a massive short position from Credit Suisse, likely much larger than reflected in public short interest. 2. Short selling expected to cover below $3 regardless of potential future dilution of AMC. So, a big thing. First, institutions are acquiring AMC, and you can see how much. UBS with 23 million shares, a percentage change of over these corporations, are buying massive amount of AMC. This isn't just suggesting that big-name institutions are buying and we should trust them. Peace. The amount of capital being invested. Understanding UBS's current position is interesting and not discussed here. We know UBS is struggling financially. Finance regulations have tried to force UBS to do things. We understand they need higher margins. They must avoid overexposure. So, a firm institution in a truly shaky location that has to carefully invest their capital and make the most of it has boosted their AMC stake ownership by this amount to express their confidence. Another major factor is that they likely inherited the large short position. Our hazardous swap discussions have always included this. Due to its toxic nature and loss, it's one of the main reasons UBS is in this position. To minimize swap losses, they must buy as much AMC as feasible. Buying AMC at its low price allows them to buy more. we may expect these shorts to not cover. Short sellers can't cover big short positions no matter how many shares they acquire. Thus, people shouldn't worry about them covering them. Again, going back to this dilution of AMC, folks are scared that AMC allowing 500 million and having the authority to issue 500 million shares will bail out these shorts. The number of synthetics in circulation will be too much to cover, as we've seen. An additional 500, 550, or whatever million shares people are worrying about won't make it disappear. This is what we must realize. Another intriguing point is that UBS dropped its stake in GME by 15% or 50%, and many assume that Swiss banks owning Credit Suisse legacy games are back. Recently, there's been a pretty fascinating turn of events, and I'm curious what everyone thinks. GME saw UBS drop their stock by 50%. UBS grew their AMC stake by 4,000%, as we discussed. Citadel has boosted their stock in AMC, but decreased their stake in GME. So, something's up. As always, I don't want to start a fight because we're in this together. Short sellers of AMC and GME are mutual. We've always said whatever squeezes first, the other will follow. This is fascinating to see. Due to their pricing differences, AMC is easier to synthesize than GME because AMC is $2 and GME is $20, so it's cheaper. This knowledge and the fact that they're lowering their holdings suggests that they need additional AMC shares to hedge modestly for AMC, as there are plenty of AMC shares. More AMC synthetics are in the system. Second, with everything going on with AMC, as we've stated, AMC is in a great position. These shorts may be anxious about what's next. Anna Aaron states, AMC already uses AI to become more efficient. We also will deploy AI to dazzle our guests. In that pursuit, we made a multi-million-dollar investment in Nova Sky Stories. Nova stages massive, mind-blowing, and beautiful aerodrome light shows, thousands of drones powered by AI. I'm mentioning this because of the future. Adam Aaron has stated that they intend to employ AI in movie theaters, not just their drone investments. We've observed that foreign language films do well. We discussed how AI can enhance that. So you can see how AMC is smartly investing on items that will strengthen their company's structure. People recognize AMC's opportunity because of its growth. Another major issue is reverse repo's $1.5 billion drop. Since last week's average was $13.8 billion, that's minus 100.33%. Financial institutions used 2.55 trillion RRP in 2022. No wonder equities and cryptos are plummeting. This indicates a large decline in surplus liquidity, making margin calls and volatility likely. The reverse repo has been one of our main concerns. As it drops to $1.5 billion, that implies a lot. Lack of liquidity is growing. This access will be removed for bailout institutions. Mass covering will occur when reverse repo goes to zero, and they can inject more liquidity into the system for these institutions to borrow. Without this easy liquidity, they must cover their holdings to free up capital. So again, we discuss how AMC is imposing pressure and why institutions are seeking to buy as much AMC as possible. Another reason U.S. house prices became unaffordable was the Fed buying a biblical amount of MBS when banks faltered. No matter what, banks can lend recklessly and get bailed out, best privatizing earnings and socializing losses. People think these institutions are lending because they see a tremendous opportunity. Quite the opposite, in my opinion. Profit motivates their reckless lending. More importantly, they see no consequences. They assume the government will bail out these investments if they fail. That illustrates that these investments are dangerous. Yet, as we've seen in the past, banks were bailed out, but more significantly, many institutions fell down with it. Banks don't worry us as much nowadays. They lend money to organizations shorting AMC. These single institutions have become our antagonists. Of course, the squeeze will occur if they can't be bailed out and go bankrupt and have to cover their bets.